Guys, I'm gonna be talking about the most iconic SpongeBob episode. Hey guys, welcome back to Comic Talk. And you heard right, I'm gonna be talking about the most iconic SpongeBob episode. Now, if you're like me, I was a fan of SpongeBob. I think the best seasons were all the episodes right before the first SpongeBob movie. After that, the episodes starting to go downhill, but I still watch it, on occasion, and I stopped watching it after a while. But then I watched. It reminded me, I just recently saw the latest episode, SpongeBob's Birthday Bash. The newest episode, I guess, for SpongeBob's birthday. It was this month, and yeah, it started in 1999 on Nickelodeon. Most iconic Nickelodeon character ever. I don't think it's ingrained in our mind. Everybody who's SpongeBob, even if you don't watch even if you've never seen a single episode of SpongeBob, you know who SpongeBob is. If you know grew up, or if you're my age, if you've never seen SpongeBob, you know who SpongeBob is because everybody talks about it. It's like it's iconic. It's on T-shirts. You can't escape it if you're on Instagram either. It's on all the memes on Facebook. It's all the memes and all that stuff. But I just want to talk about because I saw the episode and I really liked it. I actually, it reminded me of the old episodes and how good they were, how funny they were, how charming they were before, and I just really wanted to talk about what what I think about what I think is the most iconic episode. There is a lot of iconic episodes like the big worm where SpongeBob faces the big pink worm, and Sandy goes and she wrestles the worm. She thinks it's the worm, but it's actually the tongue, and it's SpongeBob's like, oh, it's not the worm, it's not the worm, that's its tongue, and then they start running. Or the campfire song with the sea bear and the sea rhinoceros, and Squidward gets beat up by the sea bear, and Patrick and SpongeBob are outside camping, and they have all the protective gear. They have about the circle, and then they have their underwear or whatever. There's and then at the end of the episode, what attracts a sea rhinoceros to attack a sea bear, and then SpongeBob says, "Good thing we're all wearing our protective sea rhinoceros underwear." And then wow, yeah. When SpongeBob and Sandy wants to go back home, she does the thing. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. You know that, yeah. You know what I'm talking about. What else is there? Krusty Krab Pizza is another good episode, uh, where that's the first and only time they do deliver pizza, and then the iconic Sun's Krusty Krab Pizza is the pizza. I can't sing it, but you know which one I'm talking about. There's some good ones. When SpongeBob goes down under to on the bus, and he goes basically the upside down, the most frustrated episode, where he's trying to get the candy from the vending machine, and every time he tries to grab it, the bus moves a little bit. He tries to grab it, the bus moves a little bit. He tries to grab it, and the bus moves a little bit. And it's most fun. I'm like, oh my goodness, Sponge. And then he runs back, and then the bus leaves. And then finally, all the weird creatures are there. And finally, at the end, where he gets one of the weird monsters, he has like the balloon. They went to like Glove Land or whatever, and he ties the balloon to SpongeBob's hand, and he floats up, and he goes back to Bikini Bottom. But I think the most iconic episode is. Don't get mad. Leave in the comments below what you think. Before I say it, pause the video. What do you think is the most iconic episode? Leave it in the comment section below. I can't even speak right now. Comment section below. Or when Sandy hibernates, when they It's an iconic episode when no, I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan. That one. That was a good episode. That one's an iconic episode as well. Um, let's see what. Let me see what other. I'm trying to think of other iconic episodes. I know there's a lot more. Um, which one was it? Which one was it? Oh, the one where Bubba Bass hides the pickles under his tongue, and he makes SpongeBob forget how to make a Krabby Patty, and then he's like, "Oh, you forgot the pickles." And SpongeBob is. That's one episode where SpongeBob goes crazy. He doesn't know how to make Krabby Patties, and then we find out later that he did he did make the Krabby Patty right, and it was just he had the pickles under his tongue the whole time. So there's a lot of iconic episodes, but I think the most iconic episode of SpongeBob is, you guys ready? The hash slinging slasher episode. In my opinion, probably the most iconic episode. The hash slinging, the mash slinging, the hash slinging slasher. You guys know when they're open for 20. That's like the only time they're open for 24 hours. You would who's coming in at. They make the joke like, who's eating a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning, and it cuts to like Patrick's house, and the alarm. He wakes up at 3 in the morning. He's like, oh, time to eat a Krabby Patty. Eats it and then goes back to sleep. But yeah, the SpongeBob's excited. He's like, we're cooking Krabby Patties at night. I'm gonna throw the trash away at night. That was one of the funny ones where SpongeBob goes to throw away the trash at night, and we've all done it when we were kids. You have to throw the trash away at night, and you're by yourself, and he starts yelling, running, just throws it in the trash, and then runs back yelling as well. Because yeah, at like 3 in the morning or whatever, and then Squidward tries to scare SpongeBob, telling him about like the hash slinging slasher, where he was a fry cook, and then he got his hand chopped off, and he has to use a spatula for a hand, and you guys know the rest. That was a good episode, and I think that's probably one of the most iconic episodes. But there is other iconic episodes. That's what I think the most iconic episode is. But I know there is like the Dirty Dan. I'm Dirty Dan. No, I'm Dirty Dan. That one was an iconic episode. The Krusty Krab Pizza one. The campfire song where Squidward gets attacked by a sea rhinoceros. Another good one is when Squidward goes in a time machine. He goes to the future, and he goes, back in time. That's where we get the meme where SpongeBob, he's like, so we get that meme. You get that meme. I think every episode is that SpongeBob got like a meme or something. 2 memes each episode or something. Sometimes 3, but that one, the future, when he goes back in time and he invents jellyfishing. He hates jellyfishing so much, and he's the one who invented it. So it's kind of ironic, Yeah. I don't know why I'm doing that, but yeah. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that was an iconic episode. But I still think, yeah, the hash slinging slasher is probably the most iconic SpongeBob episode. You probably might think differently. Let me know in the comments down below which one is the most iconic episode. Let me know in the comments down below. And but yeah, I think that's I'm excited. I got excited just to talk about SpongeBob. I love talking about SpongeBob. I like about talking SpongeBob episodes and all that stuff. And then another one is the fun song where he sings a fun song with Plankton. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. N is for anywhere, anytime at all. Down here in the deep blue sea. N is anywhere. It starts with an A, but it's catchy. So, and then Plankton does his own version. But that one was an iconic episode as well. Which other one was iconic? Let's see. I think there was one with the movie where he goes to Atlantis. That one was good. I think Johnny Depp was the surfer guy. I forgot who was in the who was in the when they go to Atlantis. I know it was another famous actor who did that one, but it was Johnny Depp who did like the surfer guy. I ripped my pants when he rips his pants, and then that one was an iconic episode. Which other one was iconic? Let's see. Dig around, and I'm like Jimmy Neutron going into trying to think of another episode. When he learns how to tie his shoe, his cousin. When his cousin gets out of jail, and he's so afraid that he's gonna beat him up or whatever, and he's so afraid, and then they go home, and then he goes to his house, because I guess he used to bully. I don't even know how small he was. I guess he got smaller in jail, because when he was beating him up, he was like beating up his big toe. I'm like, okay. Or the one where he has the bully at boating school, and he's so afraid he's gonna beat up as well. That one, and he keeps trying. He's a sponge, so he keeps trying to punch him, and then at the end of the episode, he gets tired, and then SpongeBob gets blamed for beating him up or whatever, the new person or whatever. Now that I think about it, every time then there was another bully. Every time SpongeBob gets bullied, it usually backfires on the person who tries to bully SpongeBob. Can't really bully SpongeBob. It always backfires. Or the another iconic one is where they go to Karate Island, and then Sandy has to beat up, floor by floor. That's from a Bruce Lee movie where she has to go floor by floor beating up these, different people with and then till they get to on top. And the whole reason they tricked SpongeBob to come in is to sell condos or timeshare or something like that. It was not even a Karate Island, but that one was a good one. Or another one where SpongeBob babysits the caterpillar, and then turns into a butterfly, and it terrorizes the whole city. And then when she comes back, she's like, "The heck, did a tornado hit this place?" And she has to save she saves everybody, and she catches the butterfly or whatever, and all the fish were afraid of the butterfly. Butterfly underwater. I don't get it. I don't. But yeah, Hashling Slasher. Favorite episode, most iconic episode. Do you guys agree? Do you guys disagree? Like, subscribe if you like this video. Next week I will be talking about the It trailer. I'll be talking about Marvel just announced all these new movies for Hall H. I'll be talking about the Hall H things that they talked about. They just announced on Instagram. I just saw right now that they announced some, all these other stuff. I'll be talking about all that stuff next week. And I'll be talking about the It trailer, and then I'll probably do, a podcast on everything It, and then the upcoming, about the upcoming movie, the book, the miniseries. I'll be do a podcast on that because the movie's coming soon. Can't wait for that movie. And then then the week after, Batman Beyond trilogy live action. I wanted to talk about it. Probably do a podcast on that, a video on that podcast. But yeah, I'll be talking about that. And yeah, so please like, subscribe. Love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week.